Hi, everybody. We are doing a special edition, late night edition for happy hour because I am going to be on the road, well, actually in the air tomorrow because they've gotten rid of masks. So I'll be flying to Austin to visit all my friends in Consensus. I'm excited to see Satoshi Sean, Mame, Daddy Cool. You also know him as Dave Schwartz from Get Hedge. Lots of great people there at Consensus for the weekend. They're in Austin. So I told Westwood, I was like, you know what? We've had a crazy day. We've had crazy family stuff. I've been to the dentist and found out I have to have a root canal on a tooth that I already had a root canal in. Not a happy girl. But I was like, let's do this. Let's go ahead and have another show and talk to the community and tell everybody to meet us at Westwood's next weekend. If you can't make it to Consensus this weekend, and even if you can, make it to Westwood's next weekend. So let's talk to Westwood about all the details and all the great opportunities. We'll be right back after this. Get a drink, click the link, share this. See you right after this. Cheers.
What's up, Mama? Cheers.
How are you?
I'm good. It's a late night happy hour.
Late night happy hour. Yeah.
Yes. I'm looking through my comments. Somebody said they're coming to our meetup on my YouTube channel. They commented.
You had some great information on your YouTube channel today. I shared it out. Yes, you did.
Well, thank you. I don't know what I said.
Breaking news for Litecoin and PayPal.
I never know what I'm saying because it's like I channel it through the spirit. It just comes through me.
Well, it was pretty
start speaking in tongues.
I tagged
you never
PayPal
know.
And I tagged PayPal News. I tagged Litecoin Foundation.
Dang.
I now have
hooking a brother up. Hook me up like a tow truck. Thank you, Litecoin Lisa. Oh, I'm sorry, the lovely Litecoin Lisa.
Oh, thank you. I had a rough day. We've been cleaning out my my husband's mom's house, and so a little rough looking Litecoin Lisa tonight.
A little disheveled this evening.
A little disheveled, but
I don't know.
This is real life.
That's looking good. What you drinking?
So I've had to change. Well, I thought I would try changing. I didn't have to change. So I'm still having the weird food smells weird. Things smell weird. Like last night, my husband made this wonderful roast, made this nice dinner for everybody. And then I kept thinking that the kitchen still smelled like this
imbued with fats and meat.
I don't know. Onion kind of weird chemical smell. And so I had to get up and we were watching this movie together and then I couldn't stand it. I got up and like cleaned all the counters and I couldn't stand it. So one of my thoughts was, maybe that happened all around the time when I started drinking AHA. So I switched
Chinese secret
AHA to these stevia drinks. They're called Zevia.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mix that with my Tito's.
And is that working out?
No. Because thus last night I'm up cleaning counters at like 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, so you did that before that and it still didn't matter. I'll tell you what always worked good for me. Well, Jack and Coke.
At too much sugar, I won't ever.
All right, Jack and water. Jack on the rocks.
Jack has too much sugar in it. No. Will not drink that.
Gin and tonic it is. We'll settle on gin and tonic.
That's what old people drink. I will not.
That's what I'm drinking right now. So I guess I'm old.
Yeah, I'm getting there. So the other thing that's happening, speaking of being old,
it's got quinine in it.
Quinine
is
when you work out, like it doesn't hurt right away.
No, I don't know anything about
So last night, and I think this is Public's fault. I don't know if he's watching. I should send him a message.
You should watch Public, since I hear he's not coming to the meetup.
I know. I need to send him a text and let him know we're on right now, because he probably doesn't know. And this is probably all his fault, because he's like, oh, what conditioning do you do? And I was like, oh, they don't do conditioning. We're like,
I do air conditioning. That's what I do. Air conditioning.
We're doing drills in jiu-jitsu, and then we do drills for 30 minutes, and then we roll. Well, guess what she made us do? All these drills. And we had to do these shrimp things and backward roll on your over one shoulder.
What do you get? What do you get? Like sushi or something? What is this?
Oh no, there is no sushi involved.
Sushi roll.
And then you do forward shrimps, and then you do like these
forward shrimps,
slap down things. I don't know. So I was fine last night, even all today. Then we're helping, at my mother-in-law's house. And then my husband's like, you know what? We all worked so hard today. Let's go out to dinner tonight. We all went out to dinner. We all came home, took showers, and tried to get cleaned up a little bit. And then we're like, okay, let's go have dinner. And then
a sushi roll.
Then when you sit down and you relax, and then I was trying to walk, and we took the big truck, so we had to park far out. And I was like,
so you're trying to climb in it?
Oh, my thighs hurt so bad.
Mm-hmm. I know, you work muscles that it's like you don't work them on an everyday basis.
Yeah.
You only do certain movements, and then you start doing sushi rolls and shrimp tucks. Shrimp rolls and sushi tucks.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you're squidded all over.
I think it was Public's fault.
Probably. He's a woman abuser.
The little brother I never wanted.
I know. He is. Little rat brother abusing you and beating you up and making you do things you shouldn't be doing. Yeah. Get in here. Get in the chat, boy. Let's give him a roast. Speaking of roast, let's scold him. Flog him.
King of roast.
Cane him.
Oh, Charlie G says dog walks are the worst. I haven't done that yet.
Oh,
I did.
You mean like walking real dogs? They are the worst.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. My God, I get up at 5 a.m. in the morning. They wake me up. What are we doing? Cheers? What? Yeah, drink.
Proof of drink. Charlie G says.
All right. See, I see where this is going. It's going to turn into a drinking game. We're going to pick a word every happy hour Friday or Thursday evening in this case. Actually, if we go long enough, it will be Friday. But we'll there'll be like a secret word or something that we'll put out like on a tweet earlier in the week. Mm-hmm. And then everybody has to drink when we say it on happy hour, something like that.
That would be fun.
You've done the drinking game, and.
Or do you have it be like a secret and they have to figure it out? Kind of like my promoted tweets, like you have to do critical thinking and figure it out. So I sent you a promoted
click
tweet.
This, and I'm like,
nothing's showing up. Click this and tell me what happens. I'm going to show everybody what happens.
It's going to come up with like Joe Biden.
Like F.J. Biden. Our ex-vice president. Our former vice president. I like how Sean says it.
Former Vice President Biden.
Former Vice President.
Former Delaware Senator Biden.
Oh, gosh. There was some really good stuff that came out late last night and today, too.
What?
A lot of it is like Oklahoma.
Trying to get rid of the Second Amendment? Or you're talking 200,000-year-old like tile pavement stuff in Oklahoma? What are you talking about? Once in a while, I'll look at your feed. Get caught up. Prepare for the show.
And so they prefaced it with all this. 200,000-year-old mosaic tile floor was found in Oklahoma.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. Everyone look away.
Yeah.
Then what happened today? Oh, and
what happened?
Scary dude is filming here. I'll be paying attention. Some in Oklahoma delegation await start of, insurrection hearings. There's also time machine simulations.
Like H.G. Wells stuff? Hey, Zog's in the house. Hey, Zog.
Hi, Zoggy.
What's up, Zoggy?
How is baby Zog? How's
not so baby Zog. Toddler walking around Zog.
Isn't that weird?
Litecoin buying Zog. Probably going to ATMs by himself by now, buying Litecoin.
Gosh. He probably has his own beard by now.
Probably does.
Oh.
That, that baby's so old, he's got his own beard already.
Okay, so the Cherokee Nation in Oklahoma orders the removal of the Oklahoma flag from their tribal property.
Really?
This is huge.
Oh, yeah, we got to get to the South Korean thing. We're going to make a note. Yeah, go ahead with that.
Okay, so this is the beginning. Also today, Florida.
Florida, not to be confused with.
Right. Florida, which surely I have this tweet. Florida did the Disney thing today.
They took it away or
took
what?
it away. Yeah, they took away their
They rug pulled it.
Yeah, Disney is no longer a country.
See, I've known this for a long time, but it's just like the Vatican. It's just the Vatican's one of
and
them.
DC,
Washington D.C., the City of London.
Why is it not on here?
What else? Yeah, see, they operate outside of the law. I mean, it's just like this little black hole to where they make their own rules. They have their own police force, fire departments, all this stuff. So think about this. If you've got your own police force and someone commits a crime at the property or the land that you own, well, you send your own police, and then you decide what really happens, and it never goes to trial. If you don't want it to go to trial, it doesn't go to the press if you don't want it to go to the press. So you can cover up anything you want because you own the police.
And so,
paying them.
My family, my husband is Indian and on the roll. My daughter, our oldest daughter, and my husband's son is on the roll of not the Cherokee, but a different tribe. And my daughter was like, well, why would they, his daughter was saying, well, why would they, I don't understand. Like, why would they want to do that? Like, and I said, well, honey, because they want the money from the white people, but they know the children are missing. So here's this other story.
I have to get real close because I'm old. So I'm drinking gin and tonic.
Yeah, hold on.
Can't see very well.
Oh, here's my friend where we will be at Consensus this weekend.
And also in a week, you're going to be where?
We'll be at Westwood Meetup.
At the Westwood Meetup, June 17th.
Right.
Go to clintwestwood.net for all the details and see these lovely ladies in person, in the flesh.
Live.
And you can see me too.
Yeah.
I'll be there. Doing a live happy hour. Friday, June 17th.
Shared it.
Smoking cigars, drinking whiskey, maybe some gin and tonics.
For old people.
For old people. Maybe some Bloody Marys. We'll see how Thursday night goes. I don't know.
You might need
some. It might be. They make great Bloody Marys there. Oh, and we have, well, I don't want to announce our special guest who's going to be there until.
Not yet.
Not yet. We're going to hold off. Wait. Got a special guest coming to Westwood. Happy hour meetup next week. Peoria, Illinois, Whiskey City.
There we go. So Harvard holds the remains of nearly 7,000 Native Americans. What?
Okay. Why? What are they? What are they doing with those?
What are they doing with that many humans?
Is this like the Smithsonian that takes all the giant bones and hides them?
Maybe. And how many other universities are holding Native American remains? And almost 20 enslaved Black people in its museum collections.
What museum? You imagine that? You're like, it's stuck in a museum. I don't know. Weird.
It's very weird.
It's not in the museum even. It's in the museum collection, so they might roll it out every once in a while. Here, let's bring out the Native American bones. Let's put them on display.
But what's the significance?
What's the purpose of having 7,000, bones?
Well, skull and crossbones and.
Is that Harvard or Yale?
That's Harvard.
Harvard. I thought it was Yale.
Isn't it?
Skull and Bones. They're all the same. Harvard, I think, is the oldest institution, the college in the U.S.
I thought it was Harvard.
I think Yale is Skull and Bones. Somebody in the chat, what's 322? What's the Geronimo skull? Who has it? Skull and Bones. Is it Yale? I don't know. Harvard's got all kinds of demons and ghosts, too, though. They're all blue-blooded Ivy League garbage.
I don't know. I just think that it's significant that the Cherokee. So we had this whole thing going on with the tribes getting their land back and the law and this. Oh gosh, what was it called? There was a a case where they were like arguing should these cases be tried or retried in their land or whatever. And now for them to like full on be like, is that a declaration of war that they're saying, get your flag off my property?
I mean, in a way, I mean, it's kind of like, when you stake your claim, you put the flag in it and go to the moon, put the American flag on the moon,
So by them saying, get your flag off my property, is that them?
GTFO, get the flag out.
Get the flag out of my property.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you have no standing here anymore. You don't have ownership. You don't have rights. You don't have claim to it. Maybe it is. I don't know. Could be. Everything. See, they work in symbols. Everything in this world works in symbols. And I think if we really break it down to symbols, I mean, even language and frequencies are symbols. So, they speak in symbols. All these, the higher levels, everything has to be symbolic. Moon cycles and all this. And so, I don't know. It's probably something to it. If you see something in it, there's probably something to it.
My husband finds this book from when he was a kid, and he's like, see, Cannon, you need to take this book back. This is back from when I was a child. This
Where
is
the wild things are?
Used to be. I can't remember what book it was. It was like All the Places You'll Go or something like that.
Oh, it's Dr. Seuss?
It wasn't Dr. Seuss, but it was something.
The Giving Tree?
I can't remember what it was. And he opens it up. He goes, this is going to tell you the truth about, he goes, look at this, the moon and owls. And I was like, stop right there. It's like the first two things you mentioned, like you will not mention the moon.
The moon is, when's the full moon this month? Somebody look that up. When is the full moon? It cannot be on June 17th, can it? When we have the meetup? Because I looked outside today and it's over half full and it's waxing.
I don't know. I just can't wait for Flag Day. I cannot wait for Flag Day. I can't wait for Trump's birthday.
I've got a flag here. I'm going to go. I've got a June flag somewhere around here.
I don't eat cake, but I'm eating cake. I am going to go eat birthday cake with frosting.
I'm gonna eat cheesecake.
I may even eat ice cream. I may do the MAGA dance.
It's gonna be stevia flavored ice cream
for Daddy Trump. No, I'm gonna eat like real sugar,
like the cane stuff, not the high fructose corn syrup. You don't want that. You want the cane sugar.
Corn syrup.
Oh my Lord!
Oh Lord!
Oh Lord! No.
I'm gonna sing "Happy Birthday, Mr. President."
You have a documentary made about you because you just like disappear and all. And it's like, we don't want these. We don't need this.
Well, I'm not sleeping with him and his brother, so I'm safe.
It's true. Talking about bones, you got a problem there.
Yeah, I'm safe.
All right, good. So you're thinking Flag Day, this all comes to an end? Is that kind of what you're thinking?
I mean, part of it, like, I think that's part of what Mia was sending me that message about, like the red room and then the filigree stars and then Palm Day.
Mm-hmm.
Palms were when Jesus came in. They did palms. And that was, palms were, if you look at the signal or the symbol of what do palms look, let's look it up. What do palms
palm reader
represent or whatever? Okay.
Screwed up the focus by doing that.
Do what?
I messed up the focus. I put my hand up there.
Don't mess up the focus.
I did. I messed it up, I think, on my end.
What do palm branches represent?
Palms.
Oh, wait. This is terrible. I need to be using my new pre-search.
Where are we going with this? Yeah. Why don't you pre-search this and then to be done before you ever searched it? Pre-searched. It's like pre-digested. It's like bird food.
It was palm leaves, right?
I think so. It's Palm Sunday. They laid all the leaves out.
Blissful boughs. Palm.
Meanwhile, in South Korea. Victory
with integrity. Okay. Across
I have 6 fingers. Come on. Somebody saw my fingers.
Palms leaves symbolize victory with integrity, a meaning we look to skyward to see leaves catch the wind. In ancient Greek mythology, palm leaves were a symbol of Nike. Oh, you mean like the
Mercury.
Nike promoted tweets I keep seeing all the time?
I don't know.
The winged goddess of victory. The Greeks bestowed palm leaves.
Something to it. It's all about making these connections. She's making synapses are just like firing in her brain.
Just
Dendrites are
The
doing
Greeks
stuff.
bestowed palm leaves upon victorious Olympic athletes.
What is Victoria's Secret? That is the question.
Mhm. Oh, there's a good documentary out on that too. The
I knew you'd have something on that one.
yeah,
What's going on, Trini? Gazoo?
we're watching it.
Doyle Ween in the house.
He's-
Joanna McGrath. Hey, what's going on, girl?
Hi everyone. Thanks for joining us. I know we're doing this kind of late, but I probably won't be able to. I know we won't be able to do a happy hour.
It's not
tomorrow.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah. So we wanted to make sure everybody had a chance to send messages to like coinlisa.net, contact me to join for the VIP dinner because we got extra seats for dinner. So we're going to be able to do like extra large table and have a really fun dinner.
VIP dinner after the meetup on June 17th.
Which means we'll be having a lot of fun. That will
Lots
be the
of-
private after party.
Lots of drinks, lots of fun. That'll be the that'll be the GoPro video that nobody sees.
No, there's no proof.
No drunk shaming.
Yes. Rule number 1.
That's right. Rule number 2,
Did public show up?
drink till she's cute.
Somebody said.
Yeah, he was in here for briefly.
Oh,
He popped in and popped out.
there he
Hang
is.
on.
They're all guys. That's our secret. You missed
There
the
he is.
part where I blamed you for my sore legs
Yeah.
from working out from jujitsu because she made
Public's
us
fault.
after you were like, "Oh, what kind of conditioning do you do?" And I was like, "Oh, they don't do conditioning." And then literally last night they made us do conditioning.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
you'll
showed
get
you
to
my
that
little
eventually.
crew of jujitsuans,
Jiu-jitsuans,
shijitsus,
shi-jitsus,
mm-hmm.
he-jitsus and she-jitsus,
shijitsu girls.
and jiu-jitsu and I-jitsu.
Mm-hmm. Where is it? I tweeted out a picture that we took.
You tweet out everything. I can't
It's
find
my
it.
job.
I know, right?
I want everybody to know what's going on.
I'm ready for the
Look how
special
fun.
announcement.
We had so much fun.
Oh,
And
this
it
is
hurt.
the jiu-jitsu. It's so fun. It hurts so bad. It hurts so good. John Cougar Mellencamp, right? It hurts so good. I'm not going to sing it because I don't want your channel banned.
Yeah, don't sing it. I don't need you
No, I
to
won't. I won't
But-
sing it.
sing it. So there's Carly on the far left. And I'm right next to her. And this sweet little girl and all these kiddos and sweet girls. And there's Jen is in the middle with blonde hair with the bun with the black belt. And she's our professor. That's a professor in jiu-jitsu. Is your like instructor. But it's really great because we have all these different levels. So some girls are purple belt, some are blue, some are still white, and then different levels of white with like stripes and stuff. And so everybody like teaches and learns from each other, and it's been really cool.
Joanna McGrath has some curing properties that you can use
Oh, for
in the
my
chat.
legs.
Yeah.
Oh, good, because I have to walk in the airport tomorrow.
What's everybody
Oh,
saying?
I
I
do
guess.
have Panaway. Mm-hmm.
Funny.
And I have Epsom salt. Awesome.
Why is it all chicks in the class? It's a girls' class, right?
It's a Shijitsu class. I do also go to, there's some co-ed classes. That was actually my very first class was a co-ed class, which was super intimidating because the guy who's like 300 pounds and 6'4" was like, "Hey, you want to roll?" And I was like, "No, I don't. Thank you. Roll on."
Yeah. I'm like 5'8".
No,
like
he's
260,
gigantic.
265, and it's like if somebody asks me
No.
if I want to roll, I'm gonna be like, yeah, bring it on. It's got frosting on it.
No.
or butter?
No, it was terrifying. But I am gonna have to like cut my nails because you cannot get behind somebody's gi and get like in their neck thing very good.
I don't like it when people are in my gi.
Mhm.
Stay
No.
out of it. Stay out of the gi. So this is just, I don't even know where I'm going with this stuff. It's a late night happy hour. I mean, I didn't make proper notes because usually, you know, before happy hour on
I
Friday,
did
I
not
make
give
a
you
lot of
much
notes.
time to prepare. I apologize.
No, I didn't. You know, when I was, the dogs were, today was one of those days where everything was just, I feel like I'm alone.
Well, so tell everybody about what the video you did today because it was really
What did I do
informational.
today?
The PayPal Litecoin information.
PayPal. Okay, PayPal.
It was a
Everybody knows
huge
PayPal.
deal.
It's a huge deal. It's a big deal. I think that was the video, right? PayPal
Yeah.
and Litecoin. It's a big deal. All right. So PayPal, one of the biggest money transmitters, you know, the money changers out there. You're able to, you know, make payments on eBay. Like every payment on eBay that you make is like with PayPal. And they made it, and Elon Musk and Peter Thiel, they were the guys that founded it and then sold it, and then eBay bought it, and then I think they sold it. But it allows you to have one place to where you can, you know, submit payments, you know, online payments. So if you're a merchant, rather than setting up, you know, okay, I need to take this Visa, I need to take this MasterCard, American Express, you know, I need to have this set up. PayPal will handle all that for you. And they, you know, everybody knows what PayPal is. And so it's a big player in the money transmission game. Link it to your bank accounts, link it to your Visa cards, all that stuff. And then, you know, you go to a website, you buy something, and then boom, you know, pay with PayPal. Easy. So PayPal, for about, I don't know, over a year now, year and a half, you've been able to buy cryptocurrency on it. Only 4 of them: Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash. You could buy it, you could sell it, but you couldn't transfer it off. So it has to sit there in that PayPal wallet, which, as I always preach, is not a good thing, because if you don't hold it, you don't own it. And I brought up in the video today, it's like going out and buying, okay, silver I used. Okay, so you go buy a bunch of whiskey and you say, hey, I want to buy a case of this Jack Daniels. And you're just going to go ahead and hold it for me. You know, so when I'm ready to sell it, you know, you'll sell it for me, but I can never take possession. And see, that's what's happening with PayPal. You can buy Litecoin on PayPal, but you can't take possession of it. You can't pull it off. You can't put it in your own address, your own wallet. So now, 2 days ago, they announced going to start doing that. And to some U.S. customers right now, they've rolled it out, and then they're going to roll it out to the rest of the U.S. customers here in the next few weeks, to where you can actually take your Litecoin, your cryptocurrency, off of PayPal and put it into your own wallet. It's a pretty big deal, because so many people have PayPal. They're going to be able to just buy cryptocurrency, move it off if they want to. You're going to be able to pay with it. I mean, so you think about the use case of cryptocurrency. I mean, you'll be able to spend it anywhere. And they have a card, a Visa card, PayPal does, to where you can spend it out of your PayPal balance. So let's say you've got Litecoin, you buy it today at $60, it goes to $300. Went $400 last year, and then $300. So let's say it goes $300, and you're like, well, shoot, I only paid $60 for it. Well, I want to spend some of that. And so you can spend it right with the Visa card, or you can take it off and take possession of it. And that is a big deal, because there's a limited supply of Litecoin. There's only 84 million that can ever exist. And they've got over 84 million people on their platform. Imagine if everybody wanted one Litecoin on that platform. They're not going to be able to get it, first of all. And if they do, the price is going to be way up, because there's just not enough to go around. But having the ability, that like bridges all the gaps. So you've got the old system with the banking system and all the cards, and then you've got the new digital system with pay. And it's not all of crypto, and that's the big thing. It's only 4 cryptocurrencies: Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Ethereum. Those are the only 4. And so, and you'll see that on other platforms, Venmo, which is owned by PayPal. So I imagine it's going to come to Venmo soon, to where you can actually withdraw your crypto from that. But it makes it really easy to where you can transfer it in and spend your crypto, or you can buy it on there and take it off very quickly, because you can do that with Cash App now, but it's only Bitcoin, and that's it. So it's just another major gateway to where people can get involved in cryptocurrency, and they're probably already set up for it. If they've got a PayPal account, they are. And they don't have to, like, well, how do I get Litecoin? You know, they come to the meetup, they're like, well, I want to learn how to get Litecoin. Well, I'll go to PayPal and buy it. You know, it just makes it really easy. And you're going to be able to spend it anywhere in the world.
Don't forget this, the Economist cover for 2022 had Bitcoin, Litecoin, Cardano, I think,
Cardano, and what's the other
Ethereum.
one? Ethereum. So
And Uncle Cliff's data said that Litecoin would be the belle of the ball in the spring.
Mhm.
And SL's data was that for 20, she said, like, I think
Lisa Freeze. Looks like it. This is where Clint Westwood takes over the show. Yes, SL and her spiritual guidance also saw that Litecoin is going to start making some moves. Everybody who has researched Litecoin knows the fundamentals, knows that it is basically the same as Bitcoin, yet improved. It's faster. There are more of them, but it's much cheaper to send. There's 4 times as many Litecoin as Bitcoin. Bitcoin's $30,000. Litecoin should be, a fourth of that. Is it? No, it's not. But when people catch on to the fundamentals of how cheap it is and what you can do with it, and it can do everything that Bitcoin does, it's on all the same platforms as Bitcoin. It's cheaper to send it. I don't know if we're still live. I'm going to still watch over here and see if I get cut off. I'm going to keep talking. But, yep, we're still good. All right, so welcome to the Clint Westwood Show on a Thursday night. We're going to see what happens here. But no, I mean, Litecoin is one of those coins to where Charlie Lee looked at Bitcoin, which came out in 2009, and created Litecoin, which came out in 2011, and said, what can I do to improve Bitcoin? Well, it's slow because there's 10 minutes blocks to where, to wait 10 minutes for these transactions, and it tends to be slow. The price goes up as far as the cost of transacting it. Sometimes you can be paying, I remember in 2017 with Bitcoin, you're paying, like $30 to send, $5 worth of Bitcoin. That doesn't make any sense. So it becomes very cost ineffective. With Litecoin right now, you can send $10 million, $100 million, $1, doesn't matter. Whatever you send, it's the transaction, and it's less than half a penny. So it's very affordable to send it. And now Litecoin has a privacy feature built into it called MWeb, which is Mimblewimble. What that allows you to do is to take your Litecoin and send it, and nobody knows how much you're sending, who you're sending it to. It's like putting cash in an envelope and handing it to somebody. Nobody knows what's in there. And so that's built into Litecoin right now. And as it rolls out into wallets and the functionality is built in, it's going to become something that is really the best form of digital money out there. And I've looked at all of them, and I keep coming back to Litecoin because it's been running for over 10 and a half years, uninterrupted. You can't stop it. It keeps moving. No banks involved in it, no central government's involved in it. It allows you to send value anywhere in the world, any time of the day. And it's really unstoppable. And you've got it on a platform like PayPal where everybody has access to it. And as I said before, anybody who's looked at the fundamentals, researched it, it's like buying gold versus silver. We don't make a lot of money. So if I go into the coin shop and I'm like, hey, I'd like to have one coin. What's that gold coin cost? Well, an ounce of gold is going to cost you $1,800, $1,900, maybe $2,000, depending upon the coin. That's really expensive for one coin. But, in my pocket, I always carry around, just because I like to be connected to the earth, always carry around, and it's all worn out, an ounce of silver and an ounce of copper. Well, an ounce of silver right now, you go into the coin store, it's like, hey, I can buy it for like $25. You're going to pay $1,900 for an ounce of gold? Or you're going to pay $25 for an ounce of silver. They're both sound money. They've both been around forever. And it's the same with Bitcoin to Litecoin. You've got Bitcoin, you're going to pay you're going to pay $30,000 for it, or you're going to pay $60 for a Litecoin when it can do the same things. It's cheaper, and there's only 4 times more. So the value proposition is it's absolutely ridiculous, for people like me that don't have a lot of money. And so, it's a better Bitcoin. It's the best form of digital money out there, and you've got it on every platform. You can buy it on PayPal. You're going to be able to take it off on PayPal. It's just a win. And when that catches on, it's unstoppable. It's just the most undervalued digital asset out there right now.
We have to also remember that we are headed into this time that Uncle Cliff, Mr. Sci-Fi. You didn't even notice I was gone, Polly. Polly didn't even notice I was gone. That kind of hurts
He,
my feelings.
he lies. He's a liar. You know what? When he gets to the meetup, slap him right upside the head.
I'm gonna give him a big hug.
Come on, knock that tooth right outside your head.
I love Polly P. So Polly, listen up. This is why you know I'm here.
Polly, you need to get a ticket to the VIP dinner, and we're gonna have this discussion.
And we're gonna
One-on-one, mano
I
y
got
mano.
something to tell you, Polly. So Uncle Cliff says, I'm thinking that we're heading into the crypto temporal markers of the several thousands of dollar swings in Bitcoin in a single day. Maybe that will last 20 or so days. Always
20 days of just gut-wrenching swings.
Yeah, always edging upwards.
Upward.
Mhm. It will be the last gasp of the banks as their financial systems break open for all to see. Maybe it will take off in July, maybe in August. Once the oscillation run starts, we will be able to anticipate its end as well as we see which banks will be failing first. So my question to you, Westwood,
Huh?
and to everyone in the chat and in the comments watching this, which bank will be the first to fail?
You know, I joked last week with Bix when he was on, and I'm like, Deutsche Bank, it should have failed 10 years ago. I mean, absolutely ridiculous that they keep the thing crutched up. Which bank is going to fail first? I mean, I guess if you look at what Bix's research says, what's the bank holding the most silver derivatives? You know, that they have to back up. You know, who's short on silver? That would be my first guess. Whatever bank that is.
I think it's Bank of America.
Well, then that'd probably be the one that goes under first. Because again, there's going to be a scramble for things. I mean, if you think about it right now, here's what I did this week. I spent money I shouldn't have spent, but I knew I had to spend it because I've got LP tanks out here, liquid propane tanks that I want to get filled up. So I filled them up. It was $2 a gallon. Got them both filled up because I don't use it for the house. It's all electric in the house. But out here in the bar and in the buildings out here, I've got heat in the winter. And that's what it runs off of. So I'm like, fill it up. This is usually the cheapest time. This year's an anomaly, though. I mean, with all the shortages and supply crunches. So I got them filled up. I also had a 55-gallon drum of straight gasoline delivered today, which is no ethanol.
Smart.
You don't want ethanol in your freaking scooter, mowers, or really even your cars. If you can get straight gasoline, get it. And so I bought that. It was $298 for 55 gallons. $5.61 is what it cost me. And I mean, it's like, man, this is just absolutely ridiculous. But what am I doing? I'm chasing real assets. At some point, people are going to chase, I know how to use it. I can always use it. It's like storing up food that you can eat. It's like storing up whiskey that you can drink or vodka. You're going to use it. Might as well get it now before it goes up and the dollar, continues to inflate and it costs more dollars to buy it. Price of Tito's is going up, Lisa. Stock up. Is what it is. So when you see something way undervalued, and my point is this: when things fall apart and things start wrenching, and wait a minute, this bank's no longer functioning. Okay, if that bank doesn't function, this bank's not going to function because they're all interwoven. This is what happened in 2008. They didn't trust each other because one bank fails or they can't deliver, and the other bank's like, no, I don't want any part of this. So there's none of this interbank lending. There's none of this going on. Pretty soon the whole system freezes up, and it's like you've got what you got, and that's it. Okay, I didn't get everything I needed. I should have bought it when I could have. Okay, now what are you going to do? The good thing about cryptocurrency is it's running outside of that system. It's its own independent system. So you can still exchange value between people. So, if you've got Litecoin in your wallet, I'll take Litecoin. I don't care what fails. If you want to come drink whiskey with me and pour shots out and, buy a bottle of whiskey from me or get some gasoline from me or whatever I have, a big hug, a signed autographed picture of Clint Westwood on the scooter, anything like that of so-called value or perceived value that you want to get from me, I'll take Litecoin for it.
Right.
And so
that's one of the things,
I know that I'll have it when you send it to me because the network confirms it.
That's one of the things when I watched one of Miss Teen Crypto's videos, when I watched the younger generations talk about Cash App and Venmo and why they use those kind of payment systems. She said, because they trust it. And I was like, what does she mean because they trust it? Well, I'm sure in New York and places like that, like I live in Oklahoma, we're kind of in this little bubble of trust and
Mhm.
you know your neighbor and whatever. And like, so if somebody gave me counterfeit money, well, I would go tell their mother.
Mhm.
Like, there would be some accountability. But if you live in places like New York and whatever, like, they're going to give you counterfeit bills and you're never going to see them again.
You don't
So
even know it because you just
trust
wash it right
is,
through.
yeah, how do you have that when you're bouncing into people that you may not see again? So they really liked Cash App and those kind of things because of the trust that was involved in it, because that third party verified the payment of it.
Mhm.
And so that's where I was like, oh my gosh,
But
that enlightened me even more with
they,
another value of cryptocurrency.
right, they get it, and see, they trust that system now because it
And
works, but it's
that's
still
where, like,
based on the banking system.
yeah, the
Cash App still
youth
is tied to a
is
bank.
going to be way ahead of us on this cryptocurrency. Like, we are
Right.
so behind on catching up and trying to understand why it has value. And they're just like, oh, yeah, got it. Run
Because
with
they
it.
know if my wife or daughter, my daughter's like, hey, can you send me $10? And I'm like, all right, boom, Cash App. It's
Yeah.
there. It works. It gets there. And when they say they
Mhm.
trust it, it's because they know when they send it, it shows up on that network. Now, will it show up on that network? Because Cash App, like any of these cards, are still tied to a bank. And if that bank fails, it's not going to work. As of right now, though, it does work because that network is reliable. It guarantees it. Now, here's the thing: when one of those, if any of those banks, if Banking of America goes down, Cash App's going to go down. They're all going to go down because it's going to be a domino effect because they're all tied together. So the thing about cryptocurrency to really understand is it is nothing more than words on paper, a bunch of code, just like a constitution that we all agree on, that we take that code and we run it on a computer. And there are thousands of computers that are running that we voluntarily said, hey, we're going to give energy to this and we're going to buy these computers and we're going to run this code on it and run a node on it. And it's going to validate all these transactions. So all these computers, independent of any government, of any bank, are running this network and confirming all these transactions that we make when we send value, Litecoin, back and forth. They make those for over 10 and a half years, never failed. They're making those transactions. It is completely outside of anything else. That's what's so revolutionary about it. That was what was so revolutionary about Bitcoin, but Bitcoin can't do what Litecoin does now. It has its purpose. It's a store of value. But as far as sending wealth, sending money in real time with privacy now with MWeb, there's nothing that can do it like Litecoin. Nothing is liquid that has those properties like Litecoin. And so it is going to be able to do that when the banks collapse. And having that in your possession allows you to send that money, that digital silver, that digital
And
money,
it's going
that
to be
digital
the
cash.
cash
That's what it is.
that
It's
we,
digital cash.
yeah, it's digital cash that we have the privacy option and all of that. So, yeah.
It's way undervalued. I got to scream it from the rooftops. I mean, it's way undervalued. Come to the meetup June 17th. If you don't have any cryptocurrency, you don't know anything about it, you want to get into it, you're going to download a wallet, and I'm going to send you Litecoin into that wallet. You walk away, you got your own bank. I mean, you own your money. Nothing anybody can do. Bank of America goes down. Who cares? Boom. You want a cigar? Hey, come to Westwoods. Pay me some Litecoin. I'll give you a cigar. I'll light it for you. I'll even cut the end off.
Full service.
Full service right here.
Full
operation.
service. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So come to Peoria Pizza Works. You guys can go to my website or Clint Westwood's website, like coinlisa.net events. You can go to Westwoods at clintwestwood.net, click happy hour meetup, and go to Peoria Pizza Works, and they'll show you like right where they are. And you get to see the amazing menu where someone special
is so in love with this pizza. He says,
has had the best pizza
it's like
he's
the
ever had in
holy
his
grail.
life.
It's like the holy grail to him. You know, he keeps bragging about this pizza. He says, I can't find it. I go to the Italian neighborhoods after I got back here in New Orleans. I can't find this pizza anywhere. I can't find anything this good. And the pizza's bringing him back to Peoria. And who is this guy? Who's this guy that's going to make his way through the wilderness and travel all the way up the Mississippi River?
We should have sent him a link tonight to join us.
I know we should send it to him. But yeah, this guy, it's not Oedipus Rex. No, it's the Raging Cajun. It's Blind Dave, crypto. He's coming all the way from New Orleans to come back to Peoria to come to the meetup because he loves that pizza. And they make stiff drinks there too. I've been going there since I was like 21 and getting stiff drinks. So it's a good place to hang out. We're going to have our meetup there. Pretty cool.
Let's see if he's up. I send him
The
up.
Peoria Pizza Works used to be Whiskey City. JDO in the comments, you said, do you treat your gasoline? That's a good point, because gas only lasts so long. Diesel lasts a lot longer. What happens is it doesn't have the ethanol in it, so it doesn't have all that nasty kind of stuff that breaks down, and it's in a sealed barrel, until you tap that barrel. A lot of that stays preserved. It'll stay in there for a year and you won't even have to open it. I'll go through it enough that, when I think I'm getting low, I'll get another barrel and, I'll just kind of circulate through them. But I mean, anybody if you live in the suburbs, maybe you can get it in the city, probably not. But out here in farmland, I mean, they deliver liquid propane, they deliver, your natural gas, not natural gas, but they'll deliver gasoline, diesel, all that stuff. And so you can call these places and they'll drop off a barrel. That's what he did. He's like, here's your barrel. Where do you want it? And you could put it in your garage and, you put a pump into it, just a manual hand pump. You can pump it into your car, but it's just something good to have to kind of hedge against, because
I thought you had to have like property, like land to do all that.
Well, I've got land, but no, I mean, just have it delivered. I mean, and just say, hey, I'm using it for my lawnmowers. I mean, you think about it, though. You go to the gas station, you fill up the 5-gallon tank, you run to the gas station, fill it up, bring it back, hopefully you don't spill it everywhere. Where do you put it if you don't have a truck? You're going to put it in the back seat, don't put it in the trunk.
No.
I mean, think about it. I mean, it's just kind of an inconvenience.
In your car.
Yeah. So, I mean, put it in Ziploc bags like you see some people, or
God.
Walmart bags, and, filling up. And when they're desperate, but it's like, I mean, at the minimum, you should have a 5-gallon tank of gasoline, in your garage, just kind of, as a backup. But I mean, you can get a 55-gallon drum that's sealed, completely safe. You stick it in your garage, and then you can put a hand pump on it. You can buy these little manual hand pumps with the nozzle. You can put it in your car if you need to, because we're going to get to a point where the gas station doesn't have any gas. For whatever reason, whatever excuse they make up. And it'd be nice to have some.
We're going to get past it. So
it could happen, though. I mean, they're going to push it to a point to where you might have a couple of days where, okay, I can't go anywhere. Is that a bad thing? I'd rather not go anywhere. I don't like leaving the property anyway. I'll just ride around on the mower and the scooter. I got gas, But it's something that you can do.
For a walk to the neighbors, and you'll be fine.
But if you're going to use the gasoline and you think and you mow your lawn and you think gas is going to go to $8 a gallon, well, hedge your bets. And if you can get one of these barrels,
I don't know.
In your garage.
I never thought that the Great Infection would last this long.
I didn't either. But I mean, it's a long process to wake people up. I mean, there has to be pain before people react. I mean, see, we're reactionary people. Not many people are proactive. That's why not a lot of people are in crypto right now. And they're like, they don't see what's coming, because they're not proactive. Everybody will be in crypto at some point. It's just, what's your price point going to be at that?
Dave must not have an iPhone. It failed to send.
He might have an Android, yeah. You can DM him on Twitter. He'll probably answer.
Oh, okay.
But it's if you see it coming and it's coming, do something to kind of be able to sleep at night and say, well, at least I got a little bit of gas. Even if it's 5 gallons. It gets you where you need to go if you need to. And it's just, I mean, they've got us in this just-in-time delivery system to where we're used to going to the store and everything's there. Well, now it's not there. And if it is there, it's really expensive. So you can hedge your bets both ways to where you can avoid that more inflation that's coming by getting it. Get a freezer, get a cheap freezer, plug it in, and if you can get stuff on sale, throw it in that freezer. And you can always eat it later. So there are things that you can do to kind of, prevent the pain that's coming, because the pain has to come to wake people up. So try and get ahead of that game any way you can. I know. I mean, to me, I'm like, I didn't want to outlay that money, but I'm like, well, I'll use it. It's not like it's going to get thrown away. It's a bad investment. It's not like investing in Facebook or anything. It's like, I need energy. So I bought energy today. That's what we're talking about, Lisa. We talked about it a few weeks ago. It's like, everything's valued in energy. Money is valued in energy. And it's like, how much does it take to get those things that have energy, like gasoline? Nothing's more efficient probably than gasoline or oil. You need that stuff right now. No matter what they say, no matter what a stripper tells you, there is no sex in the champagne room. No matter what a politician tells you, we are not going green tomorrow. And see, that's part of the problem. Did you hear
that one lady who was like bragging about she just got her new electric vehicle? And she was bragging about.
Yeah, let's go up and see it. And then it's like, what's it run on? Coal. 95%.
Yeah, but for a like an elected official to brag about her $60,000 car
What's wrong with you? What's wrong
in
with you?
a area where most people that elected her don't make that,
Can't even afford to buy a used car.
can't afford to buy that. Like, that's insane to me.
Well, you nailed it. They are insane. I mean, they really think that. I mean, you ever talk to like I don't even know, a psychopath, really? You know, you've been around them to
Yes,
where they,
husband.
yeah, you know this firsthand. I mean, it's like they don't live in reality. I mean, their reality is what they say. And I mean, they don't feel any consequences, and they think that, you know, they're unaccountable and they can just do whatever they want.
Yep.
You've got a bunch of people who are elected, selected, and those are the people who are voting on, you know, the gun control stuff. I mean, these are the people that are writing law. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
No,
when the average person has, I mean, what?
On DIN today, I wasn't able to join World Blockchain Roundtable because I had a dentist appointment, and but I was listening and trying to red pill people in the waiting room because I love to do that shit and turn the volume up real loud. And so I had the guys all on my volume up in the waiting room, and they were talking about how Sean brought up a great point. Satoshi Sean brought up a great point that Coco the monkey or something,
Yeah,
like had better critical thinking skills than the former vice president and Hillary, and that
how does the guy commit suicide hanging from a tree with a shotgun blast? Tell me that.
Well, bats will swing in the spring.
Yes.
Trump said that. So the former vice president has not had a job in, I think they said 50 something or 60 years, and has had Secret Service around him.
Insulated.
They have this bizarro life that us little people, us normal people can't relate to. And then they are making decisions. And
hey, you can go to Napa Valley and drink a bunch of wine and get all tanked up and then just, you know, drive drunk and it's okay.
And have pedophilia in your
right. And be part of the whole, you know, system. The governor out there in California be, you know, in deals and family deals forever. And it becomes they're the new royalty. And speaking of royalty, we just had the 70-year jubilee where the queen and the hologram and all, you know, and people
her
just worship
hologram
it.
was well protected by all the guns.
Oh yeah, in the gilded cart, you know, just
the hologram was.
And people line up to see this. I mean, what is wrong with you? We had a revolution for a reason against people like this, and we allow them to become entrenched in California.
Go back to my point. Let's not
Yes.
get away from this because I really want to bring this up.
I can't help it. I just keep going.
I know you get on a rant.
I know.
So do I. I'm just as guilty. But so I'm listening to this in the waiting room, and I'm like, this is a great point. Is that the former vice president has no real life experience. He has not had a job in
a real job
50 plus years. Yeah. He's had
this guy. I went to Walmart yesterday.
Yeah, he's had personal bodyguards and not a real job in over 50 plus years. He's been a senator at
Joe Xerox Biden. Remember Xerox machines where it was the copy machines? Mm-hmm. This guy used to plagiarize speeches when he was a senator back in the 80s. I mean, you know, the guy's an idiot. He's nothing but just a person that just steals from everybody. He's a grifter. That's all he is. His whole family's a bunch of grifters. His brother, his son.
To me. And so they're like, he has no real life experience to make or to relate to any of us. He can't relate to any of us. All of them, They live in this elitist world where their kids are getting deals from China and Ukraine and whatever. And it's like they
Ivory Tower
relate to us. And yet they're making decisions for all of us in these
do something
in Congress,
do something,
whatever,
do something,
like
do something.
Why do we keep asking them to fix it? Is what I don't understand.
They can't fix it. They haven't fixed it. I mean, you give them all the money in the world, and we have, and they've done nothing but destroy everything.
build something new. And that's what, like the pre-search thing. Good.
Turn the other cheek.
Quit going to Google and searching things.
Mm-hmm.
Go to pre-search. If they built something new, do that. Quit looking at Congress to fix things. Quit looking at public school to educate your children. Right. Educate your children yourself. Like, quit asking them, they to fix stuff for us. We are the answer for us.
Because when they suggest things to get fixed, what do? They throw money at, we're going to fix the roads. Okay, let's make a sweetheart deal with this. We're going to go to war and let's give Halliburton a bunch of money. No bid contract. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Let's give them $60 billion to, Ukraine.
The money going to Ukraine
where's that going?
Is then going to contracts to all their buddies.
To do what?
That's
the question. Who's collecting the money? Who's accounting for that money? Who's keeping track of the money? It's just like pallets of cash showing up in Iran. Who's tracking this money and what good is it doing?
It's just a big laundry machine.
It is. It's a big scam. You're being scammed. That's all it is. You're just being scammed. And once you realize you're being scammed, and the only way they can scam you is because they can print all this money up, and you think, well, who's going to pay for that? And it's like, it doesn't matter. They're just going to throw it out there. And the result is inflation, because they create money out of nothing, and then you get inflation. All inflation is just more money chasing fewer goods. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Hey, you got things you need? Well, let's shut that down. You're an oil company. Are you going to invest in more oil drilling equipment at this point, knowing that they're going green? They're not going to fund any of this. They're not going to get involved in any of this. They're going to push everybody to go this way. And so these oil companies are like, well, forget it. I ain't going to drill any more oil. There's plenty of oil out there. You're not going to let us drill it anyway. There's Alaska, the Gulf, everywhere in America, all over the place, abiotic oil. There's oil everywhere. You know what? We're not going to let you get it. So instead, we get to suffer. Why are we suffering? And why, you've got people who can't make it and make decisions they shouldn't have to make right now, because you've got a bunch of idiots that have never worked, like you said, a day in their life, and don't care, because it's all about the destruction of America. It's all about becoming more empowered. It's all about maintaining a royal family infrastructure. And that was my point. You think the royal family is they're just these people living in Windsor Castle? No. That own all this land that's tax-free, that she can just suspend parliament anytime she wants. And you say they have no power, there's figureheads. BS, they are not. They can do a lot of damage. And you've got royal families that have created themselves in the political sphere here in the U.S. And we just allow them to continue to just rob us and take everything and own the assets, and then make us suffer and pay $5, $6, for a gallon of gas, just so we can go to work and make minimum wage. And you can't even buy anything in the store. I went and shopped today because I had to buy some stuff, and I was just like, are you kidding me? It's just absolutely ridiculous. But it's engineered destruction. It's by design. It really is. And once you understand that, you say, okay, what can I do to get out of it? All right, what are some of the moves I can make? And so that's what I try to say. Well, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to get some Litecoin. I'm going to, stock up on liquor. I'm going to stock up on cigars. I'm going to stock up on the things I'm going to use. What else can you do? I'm going to meet friends, new friends, for the new economy that's coming. Where
I'm going to change the things I value too. Yeah. Like, I'm going to value time and friendships and those kind of things. And I think back to that book of Framework of Understanding Poverty that Ruby Payne did. And different cultures value different things in different ways. And I think there's going to be a shift in that, even in middle class, even in maybe across all cultures now, because we're starting to look at things in a different way, because they've been taken away from us. Because you can't, have, my kids now that are now adults, they're looking at buying houses, but it's like, we really don't even value a house, because for us, like, it's not really attainable, and we'd rather have an experience, because the costs of houses are so ridiculous right now. So they're like, well, we'd rather just rent a house and have more life experiences and share our time with people. And so it changes what you value.
There's a market for teepees. Somebody comes out and starts marketing, high quality teepees at this point that you can roll up and take somewhere and live wherever you want. Hey, there were people that used to do that. Right? I mean, it's just, I mean, you
I
put all
want one
this
of those. I found these badass RVs that are
wait a little bit, because I'll tell you what, with the gas being the price that it is, you're going to see
14.
RVs. People are just going to be a closeout on them. I mean, people are going to try and dump them because you can't afford to drive it. Imagine how much it costs to fill that tank and how much fuel economy you get. So
Yeah.
I mean, just when you think that, oh my God, I'll never be able to buy a house. And I saw this in 2008 and I talked to people and like, don't buy the freaking house. Well, I have to. My wife wants to get the house. We got to get a house. And so they buy at the top. It's like, just wait a little bit longer. It is unsustainable. It cannot keep going up. I mean, it's just the way life is. The pendulum swings the other way. And then next thing you know, that $400,000 house is now a $100,000 house. That RV that cost $200,000 is now about $50,000 or $40,000. And that's just what happens because it's an unsustainable lifestyle right now. You can't afford to continue to fund this system. So it will revert.
There were these badass RVs and that's what Bick said the other day. He's like, just wait and you can buy like that and an RV.
Yeah, you'll be able to buy it for nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, the Economic Ninja talks about this, and he says, he's going to go in and eat their lunch, going to buy all these assets. And he's right, because it's wages don't keep up with the cost of things that everybody thinks they need right now. So everybody that's over leveraged on all these things, it's all debt money, it's all banking money. And now they're trying to pull the money, back. And it's just it's either going to lead to a Great Depression, and if you've got cash and if you've got assets that you can use to buy other assets, then you're going to win, or it's going to go the other way and they're just going to hyperinflate. Either way, it's not a good situation. You want to have real things that you need, that you can leverage yourself with, that you can buy things with that you need. But ultimately, it's like, ask yourself, what do you need? What do you really need to survive on a day-to-day basis? What can you store your value in, and then use that to buy other things that you need? That's where we're at. I mean, it's just
He's bringing up a great point, because Charlie and I talked about this on the way down to his mom's. We're like, how are people making it and what's going on? And I think people are just cutting back on, they're not eating out. They're not going on vacation. They're not, their goals are like, well, I've got to be able to fill my gas tank to get to work, to be able to put food on the table. Right now,
an example. Bring me back to that.
And gas costs so much. You know what I mean?
Okay, I've got an example of someone I know. It's like 67 or 8. He's still working. He doesn't have to work, but he drives a truck everywhere because he needs it for other things. And usually he drives a pickup truck. It's like 15 miles to the gallon. But he has to drive 120 miles round trip to his job. And he finally said, you know what? Forget it. I'm done. I'm retiring. I'm just not doing it anymore.
Doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Math doesn't add up. Yeah.
No, exactly. And so you're getting to that point where you're hitting that threshold to where people, it doesn't make sense for me to do these things, so I'm not going to do them anymore. And I don't know what that takes. It's $8 a gallon gas, $7. I don't know what it is, but it gets to that point where it's like, okay, I'm done. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. And it will correct itself. But I mean, people are making those decisions because they have to, and you're going to force them into it.
I mean, we had some of that with the vid, with people getting helicopter money.
And that kind of papered it over for now.
Right. It made more sense for them to just stay home and get their helicopter money, their UBI. And now we're seeing a second wave of that with the gas. Right.
And it's torture, because that affects everything, because energy, you need energy, which is work, to make things work. You need energy to make things go. And when you're hitting the trucks that deliver everything, when you're hitting the labor that has to get there, that supplies all the work, I mean, it's affecting everything. And the ripple effect, what we see now, is only going to get worse, because it has to work itself through the economy. So I don't know what the number is, but wait 6 months. And this $5+ a gallon gasoline, it's going to hit everything that requires it. Well, everything requires it because everything has to be transported. And that's what I mean. This just-in-time delivery system that we think, as long as we have cheap fuel and we can transport stuff in ships from China, and as long as we can get goods cheap because of cheap fuel, everything's great. But now we're starting to see the repercussions of that. it's not going to work anymore. And we're seeing the economy not work anymore. And we're seeing people not work anymore. And if the people don't work, everything breaks down. It's starting to break down. We're seeing it break down in real time. I mean, we've got some pain to go through. And I said in one of my videos, I said, well, get ready for the summer of hell, because that's really what's coming. And that's what they want, though. They want riots in the streets. They want us to be divided. They want us to not know what the problem is.
I don't know that that's going to happen.
I hope it doesn't happen.
Remember when there's going to be rolling blackouts. So when I was growing up in Houston, what would happen when there was hurricanes is that your power would go out. Mm-hmm. So when your power goes out, you hurry and cook everything you have, because your ice cream goes bad, mm-hmm. your meat's going to go bad. So everybody would have big barbecues and everybody eats the ice cream, and we would have like these big cookouts. And it was actually like, I would get confused because I'm a little kid. It would be so much fun. And the streets were flooded from the hurricane, and the crawdads were out, and we'd be swimming
scooping them up.
We were swimming in the street, and
we have a crawdad boil.
Crawdads, and everybody's cooking out in their yard, and we didn't know it was dangerous.
Right.
The storm came and went, and us kids thought it was a great time because like we're all
getting together. We're all having fun.
Oh my gosh. It was like a big block party.
Hanging out.
That is in Cliff High's data, is that people will be barbecuing on their driveways or something, or in their, I don't know if he says in their driveways, but it's something like it's like a block party thing. People are and it's around 4th of July. And he says, and I don't know if that has to do with the rolling blackouts, but that makes so much sense to me.
We're going to be like lions, to where we go and stuff ourselves and fill up, and then we lounge around for a while. Then it's like, all right, it's time to eat again. And I mean, you eat when you can because you got the food. And it's, how long can it go? I don't know. I mean, because ultimately we make everything work. I mean, we're the people who show up at the power plants. But if that's what brings community together, and that causes people to have conversations, and that's what wakes people up. And it can change overnight then, because that's all it takes. If we were just all at a big meetup together and we all have these discussions, and it's like, oh, and then people are like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But they're not hearing the message. Why aren't they hearing the message? Because we have a Mockingbird Press that's funded by fake money, that they read the teleprompter. And you still have people who watch it and think, oh, okay, that's what's really happening. Oh, okay. And it's just, you've got to break that mind control and get around real people at the block party, your neighbors, and have the discussion, because you've had the discussions. I mean, just out of the blue, I'll be talking to people and it'll just come up, man, what do you think about this? And they start going down the rabbit hole. And you've had those conversations, and it's like most people get it. It's just like they just need
my doctor today
to kind of like break that ice a little bit and realize, yeah, we all are on the same page. It's just like, what are these people, these clowns doing? Look at the mayor of Chicago. How did that thing get elected?
Yeah, no, I'm not buying. But on my doctor today, I refused to answer the grade infection question on my paperwork. And so then the nurses were like, you have to answer this. And I said, well, I don't get tested, so I can't answer whether I had it or I didn't have it. So I can't answer that for you. And they were like, well, did you
I did sneeze once. I mean, does that count?
Stuck. And I was like, no, I don't get stuck, but it's none of your business. I won't give you my information on that, whatever. And so then they came in and, because I'm going to have to get this root canal. Anyway, so that my doctor was like, the reason that they're like, we watch your show. And so we know that you didn't, but we need to ask you, because the reason that we're asking you is that we know that there's blood clots. If you did
do it, there are.
And so we don't want to risk
the procedure and having something happen.
There's blood clots. So if you'll just tell us if you did or didn't. And I said, I did not. So it was wild having this whole conversation about that.
But see the position they're in. I mean, see the position in the matrix and how the tentacles have reached down in every aspect of society to where, hey, we'll pull your license if you don't go along with this. Yeah, I'm going to go to school for 8 years and get a degree, so I can practice medicine. Practice medicine. When do you become a professional and actually do medicine? Everybody's practicing medicine, but the tentacles are so deep at the university level, at the medical level, in all the aspects of society because they've had the money to fund their operation. It's been a war. It's a war on humanity, and they've had unlimited resources. And the great thing is, as much as they've tried to beat us down, as much as they've tried to destroy us, as much as they've tried to dumb us down, we're still awake. We're still awake. And you know what? We can still wake people up no matter what happens. We still wake up because we're human beings and we have that spirit. We have that free will. We have that essence of God in us, that spirit that, that we are. You can't kill it. You can't do that. And so, it's just a matter of time, and it's frustrating. I know we're going through this painful process, but people are waking up, and that's the key. That's the goal. That's why we do the meetups, to validate who we are and to validate that we are right. And we'll get through it. I mean, unfortunately, there are people who won't get through it and they won't make it through. And it's sad, but it's a cleansing process that I think we have to go through.
And we'll see them on the other side and they'll be enlightened then. And we'll be like, hey, glad you had to go through that process to get here. And we went through a different process to get here.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that I'm learning through my own grief process is like, we all get there. We just get there a different way.
My problem is I'm sitting on the sidelines just like, oh, when does the game end? It's hard to watch. It's just
the game never ends.
Come on, let's at least score a touchdown here.
Nope,
we got to do something.
Nope, that's the lesson I'm learning is that the game never ends.
It never ends. That's why we're here again.
And that's why you have to enjoy playing the game. So you've got to change the game and enjoy what you're doing because the game never ends.
So I drink whiskey.
Yeah.
That's how I get through it.
Drink up, Shriner. I need another drink.
Get you. Go. I'm gonna reload, or we're done here. Or?
No, I'm done here. I gotta get another drink and go to bed. And I'm not gonna be on camera, totally toasted.
That's for spaces when there are no cameras.
That's for spaces when there's no proof and no recording.
Nothing. Never happened. I wasn't there.
You guys should definitely check out one of our spaces.
Wasn't there. Yeah, get on Twitter. If you're not on Twitter, get on Twitter because that's where you find the real information. If you're into cryptocurrency, that's how you can communicate to people and build a community. Twitter is a good tool to do that. Yeah, I mean, it's got its negatives, but it is a good tool to where if you get on that, that's something where you can get a lot of good information. Use that tool. They're using the tool. Use the tool. It's like any tool. It's how you use it.
Oh, Blind Dave tried to get on. Okay. Well, that was our big super secret announcement is that Blind Dave will be joining us in Peoria.
Yep.
So you guys, if you aren't following his channel, go check out Blind Dave on YouTube. He is putting out a lot of good content and doing a lot for people in the disabled community. He's also putting out a lot of good crypto information out there. So check out his channel.
Just come to the meetup, meet Blind Dave in person, and share some of that great pizza. We can sit down and chat and just have a great conversation. Like-minded people. If you feel it in your soul, feel it in your gut that you need to come to a meetup, and you think, oh man, it's 2 hours away. Should I drive there? Yes, you should drive there.
Silver,
get there.
Copper. I've got
maybe a Westwood shirt.
My whole. Oh, I got these new things from Epic Time.
I'll smoke a cigar with you.
So I have
give you a big hug.
I have one Spygate. It's a whole Spygate map, which I kept one myself because I'm putting it up for part of my homeschool thing for Cannon. It's a Spygate map, and then I have these really cool. They're the Constitution. They're a thing. They're a whole educational thing about the Constitution.
Oh, it's George Washington.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Oh, never mind. I didn't even tell that story today.
Lord. Come to the meetup. Maybe you'll
come to the meetup.
Hear the story. Come see Blind Dave. Come see J-Mac. Come see Mitch. Come see who else is coming here? I don't want to give away names.
Estrada.
Carlos and Hannah. Confirmation today. They're coming.
Amber.
The designer
Ledger will be there.
Designer of the Litecoin watches. Carlos Estrada and his beautiful wife, his beautiful bride. They're going to be there. I'm going to miss everybody. A lot of people have reached out to me from the area. They're coming. You got to meet like-minded people. You've got to be around like-minded people because, and that's what the conversation.
St. Jerome will be there.
St. Jerome of Crypto Experience is going to be there.
He's been putting out great videos promoting the event.
Daddy O, he's going to be there, right, Daddy O?
Daddy O's going to be there.
He said he's going to be there.
Surely Charlie G will be there.
Charlie G is going to be there. Paulie P is going to be there.
Paulie P is going to be there.
You're going to see all these people, that we talk about, that we interact with, all these people we've met because of crypto. Silvertooth is going to be there.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
We're putting the band back together.
There you go.
Because we got to get to the other side. We got to rebuild this.
Wait.
Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi,
the singing
going to
lady.
be there. Country Girl Tina is coming.
Country Girl Tina is coming, for goodness sake.
She said, should I bring my guitar? I said, well, yes, you should bring your guitar. You got to bring that guitar so you can sing, girl. This lady
is so talented.
The roots go deep.
Oh my gosh. She's from Nashville and she's crazy talented.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm honored. I mean, I've never would have met these people had it not been for cryptocurrency and the tools that we've got, the technology we have. So use that technology for what it is. Use it as a weapon for good. They want to use it for a weapon of evil. Don't let them do that. It's up to us. We decide the future. We have to decide the future. So let's do that. Have to. All
right. We'll see you guys there. Westwoods, check out on either one of our
ClintWestwood.net. I've got a community resources section where it's got links to everybody's YouTube channel that we talk about. I mean, go subscribe to them, give them some love. I mean, just, support the people who are for freedom and for humanity. That's what this is all about. Use this platform. I want to use this platform to get people together, and we got to meet each other.
That's right. Get to a meetup and check out all of the list of events coming up at our websites. And then also, if you're interested in a VIP ticket for the after happy hours dinner, you can go to my website and click the contact me button and send me a message, and I will send you a message back that gives you all the options: PayPal, Cash App, and crypto to pay for that ticket.
Supports everything we do. It gets me out of the bar and gets me going to these places. It gets Litecoin Lisa showing up. So absolutely, if you can, support us any way you can.
Yeah. And we'll buy you dinner and drinks.
Yeah.
And here, if you have an idea to pitch,
cigars.
It's also a great time. We've had people do that to be able to talk to us about partnering. We actually have a couple of people that are going to be doing that too this time. So different ways that you can reach out to us. Okay. Gotta go.
Exactly, Joanna. Manifest the future. We can manifest the future. It's all us. We give power to everything.
All right, guys. Take care. Have a great weekend. And everybody, I appreciate everybody reaching out and sending love to Autumn and baby Ezra. I got news that they are going to be headed home sometime this weekend. They're going to be continuing with follow-up appointments with the doctors and therapists. But I really appreciate any continued support. If you guys want to check out some of those previous videos, there's GoFundMe links in there. And they still have those bills coming in, but those prayers, keep those coming. That's pretty amazing that baby is headed home when we did not know if he had another day. So thank you to the community for that. So see you guys next week.
Love y'all.
Love you. Bye.